Welcome to Game On. I'm Drew Miller. This is a video series all about promoting small businesses by highlighting the business and also doing some really fun, cool celebrity interviews. I'm excited for my guest today. He is a huge celebrity in my eyes. He's used to being on the other side of the interview, but today I'm asking the questions. You guys all know him from his covering of the Tigers, Wings, Pistons for Fox Sports Detroit, and he is a 4-time Emmy Award winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Trevor Thompson. Trevor, thanks for coming on, man.
It's fun to be on, and I'll try to stay in my lane here and answer questions and not ask them today, but I haven't seen you in a while. I got a lot of things I want to ask you, but I'll just keep my mouth shut and wait. Speak when spoken to, as they say.
Yeah, no, it's like the tables are turned here. You've interviewed me a few times in the past, so I get to ask you the questions today. So I'm excited to have you on. And basically, out of this whole video series with the celebrities, I'm just trying to give the viewers a cool behind the scene look into the life of the celebrity. And you know what? You are a celebrity. You're on TV all the time, and you live a life that most people wish they could be around and do and interact with the people that you interact with. So, man, I'm looking forward to some of your answers on this. So, first one being, all right, sports are on a pause right now, and you were saying this is in the last 20 years you haven't not flown in this amount of time. I mean, this is a really unprecedented time and a tough time, but there's also silver lining in a lot of the tough things. And for you, it's you don't have this much time off. You're able to do things you're not usually able to do. So what have you been up to? What's Trevor Thompson doing? And also talk about maybe if you are doing some stuff with Fox Sports to kind of stay ready if the sports do come back.
Yeah, well, we flew back from Washington on March 12th. The game with the Capitals was canceled that night, and we flew back, and I've been home ever since. That was the last time I was on a plane, and over the last 20 years, that 3-month span, whatever it's been now, is the longest I've gone without being on a plane to go somewhere and cover a game. And it's really been a time to reflect. It's been a time to really count your blessings, especially when your family is healthy and you see what's going on around the nation, and just to reconnect with your family. We've done a lot of things like we're doing now, Zoom Easter with the family, Zoom Mother's Day, and Zoom get-togethers with the family. It's good to connect that way. I've been doing my church through Facebook. Our minister's been doing his thing on Facebook. So we've been really just staying home, staying sheltered, and having our interactions this way with family and with friends. And as far as work goes, been doing some Zoom interviews with some former players and trying to connect that way and stay relevant as a network Fox Sports has, and just trying to stay connected with players and do what we do. It's been fun. It's been entertaining to get some guys that you might not normally get because they don't have to leave their home. We did Chris Chelios. He was sitting on in his place in Malibu with the ocean in the background. You know, that comes to mind. You wouldn't normally get a chance to do something like that. So there have been some fun things, but really when you look at what's going on around the country, what's going on within families, and just everything that the stress that the nation's been under, you just want to really count your blessings. I've been having an opportunity to do that and just really get some rest. Rest and look forward to what's next, and hopefully we do get sports back, but not to compromise anyone's health, but hopefully it does come back soon. We all miss it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I miss watching the different sports, and definitely when I'm watching the Tigers game, I see you on there, and I try to call you or text you to mess you up on TV.
You guys do. You and Jimmy Howard. Let's see if his phone's really on right now.
Yeah, and I haven't got you yet, so I'll keep trying. But no, that's great. So you travel with the teams. You got a lot going on with behind the scenes. So this is going to be a lot to this question, but when you're traveling with teams, you're on the plane with the guys, you're in the hotel, you're interacting with them a lot. Who are some of the guys that you talk to a lot and have formed a really good relationship with the Tigers and the Wings? And then also touch on like a game day schedule for you. What are you doing to prepare for that game that night? And just kind of talk about some of the behind the scenes stuff that you're doing, because people see you on TV, but they don't see what you're doing to prepare for your presentation. So just talk about some of the guys, your interaction, and then what you're doing on a game day.
Well, as you know, being around the wings with your former teammates and guys that are there currently, just a great bunch of guys. Hockey players in general. If I've covered all the major sports and golf, auto racing, other sports, and had an opportunity to meet other athletes in other fields, but honestly, hockey players are the best guys to be around. They seem to be the most humble, most personable, easiest to get along with. And I played a lot of hockey, so I know that vibe. I know what the locker room is like. And the only difference between the locker rooms in my beer league and the locker rooms you're in, Drew, is the money, really. The camaraderie is all the same, right? You're in a hockey room, the guys are all the same. They're giving it to one another. And you're all about the guys in the room, the fun that you have. We go to tournaments in Vegas and Nashville. It's a great time. And I look around, and it's the same kind of interaction, It's the ribbing, it's the friendships you build and the relationships you have over years with those guys. So it's really the same in that way. So it's sort of transferable. You know how to get along with other guys in your room as a teammate. You know how to get along with guys covering them, because you just give them the same respect, So it's been a pleasure for me to be a part of the Red Wings from the way I have over the last 20 years since I've been here, in the Tigers the same way, and have some experiences. The Red Wings winning a couple of Stanley Cups when I was here in 02 and 08, getting to the final in 09. Those were huge, huge moments. The Tigers getting to the World Series in 06 and 2012. Those were huge moments. The Pistons won in 04 while I was here. I don't know if you ever went to a Shock game when they had women's WNBA here. They won a championship. I covered that. So the years I've been here, there's been a lot of great sports to cover and a lot of great moments and a lot of great athletes and guys you played with. You mentioned Nick Lidstrom. All the Swedes were just wonderful, wonderful people. Jonathan Eriksson is still a guy I'm really good friends with and contact with him a lot right now. Going to be sad to see him go. Was sad to see Nicholas Cromwell go, another guy I got along with really well. Always got along with Steve Eisman. It was good to see him come back to town. Ken Holland was always great to be around. He would talk to you about hockey or anything else, and it was hard getting him to stop talking once you got him wound up. He's a great guy, too. And then on the Tiger side of things, Craig Monroe and I are really good friends. Brandon Inge is a guy I loved covering over the years, but a great group of guys that have come through there, too. Maggie Ordonez was a great guy to be around. Miguel Cabrera, just being able to watch guys like this on a daily basis. And then the Pistons, when Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, and those guys were here, they were all great personalities and great guys to be around. I think in Detroit, I do think it's the greatest sports city in the country. And to be able to be a part of everything that's gone on here for the last 2 decades has really been surreal to me. It's been a great ride.
Yeah, awesome. You get to be around so many great personalities and get to see the behind the scenes. And like you said, Detroit is such a great sports town. We have amazing fans, and it was a pleasure for me to be a part of it just as a Red Wing, but you kind of get a taste of all the different sports to cover all those. So what a unique, fun experience for you. So right now you have so much experience. You talked about a couple decades in Detroit. You are an Emmy award-winning reporter, host, and anchor. I mean, that's a lot of experience. So we have right now is graduation time for high school kids looking to go into college and figure out what they want to be. We have college kids that are graduating and looking for jobs. Anyone that's coming into your field, into reporting, you got to have some great advice for these guys. What would you say to them coming into a sports reporting world?
Things have changed so much in my industry from when I first got in until now. We didn't have social media when I first broke in, and everything seems to be going that way now. And you probably saw it at the tail end of your career, and it's even taken off a bit more since then, where reporters come into the room, and it's not one guy with a big camera on his shoulder. They're standing there like this with their iPhones up, recording things and sending it out live on Facebook or straight back to their newspaper or whatever it is, and they're building their own blogs, and they've all become on-air people themselves, the reporters or people coming into the industry. You really don't have to wait to get into the industry to do it. You can tilt your phone up like this and have your own interview and get going. But I think the key, and you would understand this too in anything when you're breaking in, is get as much repetition at what you're doing as you possibly can. Find somebody who is successful at doing what you want to do and be mentored by them, model them, find out how they do it, what the secrets are to being a true professional in your field, and build those things into your personality, into your work ethic, into your day-to-day life, and take it from there. Obviously, you're going to need some connections. You're going to need some breaks along the way, but you're going to need to persevere. That's something you'd probably know about too. Perseverance along the way. In our business, we say you're not in this business until you've been fired. That really tests you then, right? You've got to keep going and find a way to reinvent yourself and get that stick-to-itiveness. So to persevere, to find somebody who's doing it and get mentored, and to really discover what it is you want to do in the field, because there's different things you can do. You can be in front of the camera, behind the camera. You can write, produce, direct, those kinds of things. Find out where it is you want to fit in. Find somebody who's doing it, and then build out from there would be my best advice. And then just stick to it. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth it is. So stick to it.
No, that's great advice. And I think that anyone watching this that's looking to have a career like yours, Trevor, I think that persistence and just doing it, you got to put yourself out there sometimes. And I think anyone going into this field would be so happy to have a career like yours. So it's a lot of fun to see what you're able to do and see how you're a part of such a great city like Detroit in the sports world. So awesome. A lot of great content. I appreciate the conversation. I've always fed off your energy and enjoyed our friendship. One little story that I was laughing about when I was thinking about some questions for you was I remember in Calgary when you were running your advertising lines and we were standing in the hallway and you had the camera in front of you and we were like messing with you, poking our sticks in front of you, trying to mess you up. I mean, those are the funny things that when I look back on, yeah, you nailed it. So, I mean, you're a true professional, but no, I mean, those are the things when I look back on my career, it's the little fun things behind the scenes like that, just messing around and having a good time and keeping it light. And you were always someone that was a part of that. And I definitely appreciate that. And it was a lot of fun. So, I know the viewers definitely appreciate some of the behind the scenes stuff, talking about some of the players and your schedule and things you're doing with the different teams. Hey, viewers, make sure that you guys are also checking out the other interviews out there, the small business ones, the other celebrity ones. Subscribe to my YouTube page, and I'm going to try to bring some more fun, unique content your guys' way. And Trev, I appreciate it, man. This was it was a blast catching up, and hopefully I get to see you in person sometime soon.
Hey, Drew, I really appreciate you asking me on, inviting me to be a part of what you're doing. I was actually in your industry before I got into this industry. That's what drove me to really chase my dream. I was doing insurance and financial planning, and I loved it, but it wasn't my passion. I wanted to be passionate every day, and this was my dream, and I chased it down. So I know what it's like. You know what it's like to live out your dream. And I know what it's like now to live out my dream, and you just got to encourage people to chase their dream, whatever it is, because there's nothing more fulfilling than when you actually are doing what you're passionate about, what you dream about, and having those things come real in your life. And so kudos to you and your success. I wish you success in the insurance industry, and I just appreciate you having me on today.
Oh, man, I appreciate you coming on. It's always a blast catching up, and you're truly one of a kind, Trev. I appreciate it, man.
Hope to see you at a rink soon. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
For sure. All right. See you, buddy.
Thanks, Drew.